No.
Play, okay?
No.
So I'm going to dismiss them. The Spurs, they look like a playoff team. They look like a 7 seed last night. And so I still have the Pelicans in the 8th seed, but to your point, it's 7 to 10 play-in.
Right.
And the Pelicans will be in that mix.
Yes.
And I would not want to play the Pelicans in that mix. That's all I know.
Yeah, your Barkley team looked okay last night.
They're pretty good. DeMar DeRozan, I'm not the biggest fan, but he was strong last night.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of nice young players.
Yeah, they paying White. They paying them guys like they stars.
Well, they're semi-stars.
No.
I want to talk about a different one of Skip's teams. We have to go back to the Cowboys. It's that time of year. Skip wants a
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Hello. Hi. People, I'm going to send some messages out to individuals. There are things that I want to do. I got with a couple of my fathers on my Instagram. I want to start interviewing fathers. I want to interview David Bowman. I don't know if you're here, Dave. I want to interview you. I want to interview Dave because I want to start letting my audience hear that in fact the perspectives that I speak about are in fact individuals that are things that they want me to talk about. Right now, it is perceived that all of this stuff that I spew are things that I just want to just talk about, and all of my audiences and everybody that follows me are just following along like, yes, whatever Chris say, I really wanted to do this, but because Chris said it, I'm gonna think about it that way. And so I need y'all to help me shove it down people's face, and that's what I want to do. That's what needs to start happening. I got my man James Lewis scheduled for an interview. I'm going to do a couple of videos. First, I'm going to start this thing off, my interview series, Black Fathers. And the world needs to understand Black fathers because I am speaking from the perspective of what fathers been through. I am speaking from the perspective of the issues that Black fathers have ain't like the issues like white fathers. Sister Shalakemia said this. Individuals don't understand that. And when I do the show with my fathers, I'm going to open it with the statement that Sister Shalakemia, when she was talking about individuals inboxing her and said, white men take care of their children better than black men, or why don't black men take care of their children like white men? And Sister Shalakemia said, oh really? You gonna ask me that? Well, the reason why black men can't take care of their children like white men is because black women, y'all don't move like that. Y'all don't move like that. So, because my mouth do a lot of moving, I gotta start moving individuals with facts from other people and from you individuals. So my man David, I need to interview you. Going to have you call in, taking this thing back to the Blog Talk Radio Network. I appreciate those individuals. I had 2 individuals give contribution to my Cash App, told me Merry Christmas. Mr. Green, M. Green, he didn't have his first name. So M. Green, I'm going to salute you. Appreciate that $25 contribution to my Cash App. And Daryl, salute you too. Appreciate that $10 contribution to my Cash App. Link is below the video. Individuals that are watching me, you can come check me out over on Facts at 100%, formerly now the Hated One. The link is below the video. All right? Wow, what an introduction. All right. So, people, let's talk. And I want to talk about perspectives that seems to be to not seem to be understood. All right, and I want to talk about those perspectives because I just look at things different. And for individuals that aren't subscribed to me over on the Hated One, the link is below the video. I posted some great videos over there. Child support, I posted 4 videos yesterday. Child support, Trump constantly exposing fraud as a black man, and relationships, do you relate to the one? Relationships, those are the 4 videos that I posted. I got 5 videos uploading now. I'm going to release those today. I'm getting back into where I need to be. So if you're not subscribed to me over on the Hated One, the link is below the video. I posted 4 videos yesterday. I got 5 videos posting today over on the Hated One. Once again, the link is below the video. All right. Mr. Green and Daryl, thank you guys once again for those contributions to my Cash App. But I want to talk about something. I'm gonna take you guys deep. Go around the world, I'm gonna take you guys deep. People, if you listen to Sister Shahrazad Ali, the woman that wrote this book that I hold here in my hand, Sister Ali is helping those that find themselves, I'm talking about men, that we find ourselves scratching our heads as to why do we fight to love our children, and to no avail. Why did I, like many of men told me they did, I went to Atia Bradley's mother and told her, could you talk to your daughter? I don't try to explain nothing, so let me just correct my goddamn self. I don't try to explain nothing. I was explaining to Mary Bradley all the issues that I was having with her daughter, assuming that a black woman, I know now, assuming that you can actually take an issue to another black woman about a black woman. And Atia Bradley's mother attacked me sometime later, regurgitated the things that I told her, and said to me, and I quote, "You're trying to turn me against my daughter and my granddaughter. Daughter, granddaughter, daughter, granddaughter. Daughter wouldn't talk to a woman, daughter, granddaughter. They always seem to stick together. I need y'all to follow me." All right? Once again, appreciate those thumbs up. So I'm going to talk about some other things, because I'm asking black men, do you understand the word transition? Do you understand the word transition? All right? That's what, because you can't say XYZ and then transition into loving me. I realize now at 50 years old why I have issues, why I had issues with the women that I had issues with. Because they couldn't transition into loving a man. They was used to saying, I think you're cheating on me, and don't have no proof. I think you're cheating on me, and just rambling on all this stuff that just comes into their head. So when it comes to dealing with a man, when a man say, oh, so I was cheating on you. Yeah, I was at work and you called me, video chatted me, and I was at work, but I was cheating on you. Yeah, this conversation is over with. No, it ain't. I'm going to talk. You talking to your damn self. This conversation is over with. They ain't used to that, because they will never transition into dealing with a man. Now, I need y'all to follow me. What if I said to you, I heard a Chinese woman saying to her man, you keep on, I take you down in front of the Americans. What if I told you I heard that? And then you said, well, what's the big deal? Then I said, well, what if I said, well, why would a Chinese woman say, I'm going to take you down in front of the Americans, when that touch of sparks a dark place in Chinese history when we bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Then you would say, yeah, that would be messed up for a woman to constantly remind her man of something that was so horrific. Now I need y'all to follow me. Because a lot of you guys, I did 2 one-on-ones yesterday, and a lot of you guys just don't get it. For some reason, you think that you can take a title and just plaster it to somebody, and they will be the title that you plastered them with. Let me give you an example of what I mean. I love my mama. If I never speak to her again in my life or her life, I'm fine with that. You know why? Because the title of my mom, the person that's possessing that body, doesn't exhibit my mom. So, what I don't do anymore, and I stopped doing this at 50 years old, I stopped going by titles. Because if you go by titles, you will always ignore what's done to you and simply stick to the title. I stripped everybody of titles and said, I'm now going to deal with you based on what you do. I need y'all to follow me. We all know that the Jews had the Jews had the Holocaust. Put individuals in camps. A lot of individuals was killed. What if you was just out and about and you seen the Jewish guys with the curly things and a hat, and you heard a Jewish woman say, I'll take you down in front of the Germans. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that? Nope. Now, what is the theme in the community you guys call black? The theme is what Atia Bradley did to me. Take that nigger down in front of the white man. Now, individuals that say this, they're going to defend it. But you would. This is the reason why your intellect, if you say that and you would defend it, this is why your intellect it puts you beneath me. I'm gonna start invoking my cocky. I'm getting tired of this. So, take him down in front of the white man. People, I'm going to ask you something. How do you transition into loving somebody when you hate them so much? How? How could you expect for someone to transition from hate to love? Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Wherever there's hate, love does not exist. It don't. Love does not exist. It don't exist. It does not exist. It don't. You're being fooled. Wherever there's hate, love does not exist. You know why? Hate consumes love. It's not the other way around. Hate is very strong. Love is, unfortunately, Stevie Wonder said, because hate no love's the cure, you can rest your mind for sure that I'll be loving you always. We don't see that now. When Stevie Wonder made that song back in the 70s, we didn't live in the times that we live in now. Stupidity never had a platform then like it does now. Conjugative thinking was on full display. We was coming out of a civil rights movement. We had the Black Panthers. We got away from that. Miss Ali said, the unfortunate is our women got away from the God-given gift of their true leader. I know that sounds crazy now. I ain't trying to be leading. Don't nobody lead me. I got that. I'm not gonna argue. I've learned in the recent weeks, I am not gonna let somebody borrow my intellect and then converse with me based on my own intellect. Let me read this, please. This is in this book. The black man and the black woman in America have a problem. They don't get along. Before the black man can devise a solution, he must first know the components of the problem. The first factor is the black woman is out of control. This book was written in 1989. Now, when women hear that, they're going to get mad because I didn't read this out of a book. I'm making this up myself. I didn't have thousands of clients that hired me for their service Nah, I just made this stuff up too. Nope. This is CG technology. I'm not in the studio right now. I'm actually in my bedroom. Nope. The company is not profitable. Nah. All of what I do does not exist. Nah. I wasn't here for 3 years and a half now and re-signed the lease for another 2 years, extending my lease here to 2023. Nope. I'm just making all this up. And this book is a fake book. Really, there's nothing in here. It's the reason why this literature, that's what it's called. It's the reason why this literature exists. This book says the black man and the black woman in America have a problem. They do not get along. The first factor is the black woman is out of control. Now, let me tell you how I learned how they gain control. They don't gain control because they love and they're fighting you to love you more. What I've seen is that the control just happens in coincidence. It's a coincidence with all the ones that I've dealt with. See, the control seems to be in negativity and attitude. When they get you to the point where they say blah, 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 and you say, why you say that, as opposed to, you talking to me? Nah, you ain't talking to me. I can tell you used to dealing with no good niggas. Yeah, all right, listen, this conversation is over, right? So anything other than that, their hate and negativity don't get traction. So, let me read some more. She does not want to submit to the guidance by her God-given mate, the black man. God gives black women their mate, the black man, but they run us down to the white man and then run to church and scream, I want a God-fearing man. But I had an individual, I want to be clear, I had an individual that hired me yesterday that paid me to bring resolution to a situation that he has no traction in, and he was good to his family. Why don't good seem to get traction in the black community? Why? Answers are in this book. Her intention to overpower and subdue the black man. Let me say that again. Her intention to overpower and subdue the black man is motivated by several factors. The most prevalent is being her self-inflicted, nearly psychologic insecurity. Her disrespect for the black man is a direct cause of the destruction of black family. Not the top 5, the direct cause. In order to have family, you need a father, a mother, and then we create. When you don't have that, you don't have family. All right? So how do you get a woman that do something like no other woman does? Because Satir Bradley did it to me. Yeah. I'm going to take this nigga down in front of the white man. How do you then do that? Transition into loving a man. I don't think you can. This is why I look for little signs. This is why when I'm dealing with somebody, I look for little signs. When I start to tell them about themselves, do they deflect? People, I'm gonna tell you something. You cannot talk to somebody if you can't tell them about themselves. That's not hard to do. It's impossible. The chances of that, it's impossible. When you say something, they deflect with something and they don't want to absorb nothing you're telling them. I was talking to my man James Lewis last night, and I said, I need you to do a show with me based on black fathers. I'm taking this thing back to its roots. You want to hate me? You want to make me the hated one? I'm going to put a mirror in front of you. So soon as you hate, I'm sending it back to you. I'm talking about transition. People, let's talk about transition for a second. Let's talk about transition for a second. Define the word transition.
Here's the definition of transition: the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another.
Wow, I like that. Let me read that again. The process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. Now, I just said that if you got somebody that have hate inside of them and their attitude would show it, it's impossible for them to love. It's impossible for them to transition into loving somebody. Why? Because in order to transition from hate to love, you have to let that hate go. And let me tell you one thing that my grandmother, and she's passed away, my mother and my aunt showed me. This is, for those that have been following me for years, think that women that I've dated helped me see at the attitude of women. No, my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. My grandmother and my aunt. I've seen hate on a scale cataclysmic. I didn't understand it when I was a little children. Now that I'm older and I understand it, it's no secret why all of those individuals are growing old alone. And you know the amazing thing that I hear when it comes to black men? I hear women saying, I was going to go to lesbianism. So wait a minute. You couldn't deal with men, so you was gonna go be a lesbian. So you want people. Let me stick with transition. I don't want to skew the point I want to make about transition. People, do you know what transitioning means? It means discontinue. One, open up the book to another. People, I'm smart enough to realize why when I had a dog, I didn't give 2 cents about being in a relationship. My dog took the place of a companion. When she died, my wants for a woman spiked. I always wanted a woman, but it spiked. I did a video today over on the hated one, and if you guys aren't subscribed, the link is below the video. Laser love. Laser love. And then when I talked about laser love, I have laser love. When my dog died, my wants for a relationship spiked. Just think about you dealing with somebody and hearing, take that nigga down in front of the white man. And here's the stupidest thing that any creature, individuals that say this just exposes the dumb that exists within them. All the good black men are either gay or in jail. How in the hell do you put good, gay, and jail in the same sentence? You would have to capture one of these creatures and ask them. But this is the stuff. This is the stuff. I thought the trunk opened. This is the stuff that individuals say, but then turn around and say, I want a man. People, that's impossible. This is why out of the 50,000 videos that I did, all the critiquing that I did of women, what y'all never ever heard me say is, I don't want a black woman or I don't deal with black women. You never heard me say that. You know why? Because that's not inside of me. I talk like I talk because I want to do well. People, I was telling Miss She-Cakes about mad and disappointment. Men are disappointed. We don't get mad. We get disappointed. Disappointed means an absence of hope. The hope of this being like it is, or the hope of being that way is now gone. So there's a disappointment. So how do you think somebody can transition? Oh, take that nigga down in front of the white man. All the good black men are either get in jail. Black men, my question that I'm asking you, how do you think someone can transition once you've heard them say that? How? What's going on, Motor City? What's going on, David? Hey, Dave, I want to interview you, my man. I don't know if you heard me say it, but Dave, I want to interview you. Dave says, good morning, Chris. I'm now going to say that black women, I ain't going to say that. They always get that black man ain't blank. I'm going to say the same thing about them. Chris, I'm the total opposite. I always say that I don't want a black woman, and I'm no longer, Chris, I'm the total opposite. I always say that I don't want a black woman, and I no longer want to be in a relationship with a black woman, and I don't want the love of a black woman, and I don't want to love a black woman. No, I hear you. And once again, I am not going to talk you out of that. But like I said, I want to interview you, man. Email me at leaguelogic2019@gmail.com. I want to interview you because you speak about a lot of. I can tell the way you live. I can tell the way you live. You're on point with a lot of things you say. So I think that I can get a mature conversation out of you and do a video. But I'm not going to argue with that. Listen, my lady said that when she was on Black People Meet, there were men on Black People Meet saying, I don't want no black woman. I don't want no black woman. I never said that. I think the problem with a lot of you men is if you don't complain about nothing more than anything, you complain about attitude. That's what you do. You complain about attitude. All right, I'll give you my email. Okay. Hold on, I'll give you my